Hey, welcome on in. Thanks for clicking on the link. Hey, my name's Bill, and this is Working the Grill with Know It All Bill. Hello everyone, welcome to Know It All Bill. Are you one of those guys? I know I'm one of those guys. Let me tell you what those guys are. Those are the guys that can pretty much do everything. The guys that can fix the car, the guys that can fix the garage, they can fix electrical, but also those are the guys that love to work the grill. My friends call me Know It All Bill because I seem to know a little bit about everything, even though I'm not great at anything. But that's not going to stop me really from making great food. And that's what a lot of these episodes are going to be about, is taking what I've learned from the internet, what I've read in cookbooks, what I've seen, and kind of putting it all together in a way that makes it easy for someone else to follow along. Because I don't know about you, but seeing clips of things on the internet with a picture and some directions, it's nice and it gives me an idea. But actually seeing it happen on the screen, that's really what I'm looking for. And that's what I thought you might be looking for. So I'm going to be doing these clips. Along the way, I'm going to have some special guests joining me. I'm going to have some things on automobiles, maybe some things around the house, but a lot of stuff on working the grill and really making food pop, cooking vegetables, different things that are, hopefully you'll find valuable. So look forward to seeing you on Know It All Bill. Take care. Hey, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Know It All Bill. Got something really great on the agenda today. Today is Rib Day, and for those of you who've had to sit at barbecues with some of your friends' ribs, guys who told you they could really make a great rib, and then you ended up eating it and it was shoe leather, or worse, it was raw inside. We're going to fix that today. So come back with me in just a few minutes. I'm going to take you through how I do barbecue ribs from start to finish and end up with a fall off the bone rib. So we'll see you back here. All right, everybody, we got our ribs nice and cold inside the refrigerator. Let's talk a little bit about the grill that I use. I use a Char-Broil grill. It's called a Char-Broil Red. What I like about this grill is it's got, if you can come on up, Michael, you can see we've got parabolic dishes here. What these do is these keep the heat from getting onto the actual flame from getting onto the meat. So you never have splash fires, you never have grease fires, your meat never gets overburnt, which is really great. But what's really great about this is you can use this as a smoker, and you don't have to worry about water. You don't have to worry about your wood catching on fire, because this thing it keeps the wood really safe. So let's look at our wood. I use cherry wood, and what you can see here is like a nice big hunk of cherry wood, and I've been letting these soak in the water for about 2 or 3 hours. They're really big chunks. It takes a while for them to really get a lot of moisture into them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them. I just take a little simple piece of aluminum foil, and I'm going to gently wrap 2 or 3 pieces into here. And then close it over, close it over, close it over, close it over. Not too tight, because I want the smoke to release. So then what we're going to do, we'll place one in one side. And then we're going to take the other pieces of wood, put them all. Be careful not to pull it too tight, or you'll end up tearing your aluminum foil, and you don't want to tear the aluminum foil. So Michael, come on over and show them. What you're going to do is you're going to have your flame, and it's what I do is I keep them set right here on this. This is going to be my indirect heat. My meat's going to be over on this side, and this will be my indirect heat. And you can really probably do this on any grill where everybody knows you use indirect heat. So got our smoker ready, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the barbecue started. I'm going to get it up to about 200, 225 degrees and let it get at a maintained temperature. I don't want it, 300. I don't want it too hot, too cold. So while I'm going to season my meat, this barbecue is going to be getting ready. So probably be ready for about 30 minutes. It'll be at a nice static temperature, and then we'll be ready to go. So we'll see you inside in just a second. All right, we are ready to get going with our first rib. They're best nice and cold. These are actually semi-frozen. You can see we've got a little bit of extra meat here. We've got some fat we're going to pull off, and actually we're going to use this a spoon more than probably than anything. But we talked about the silver skin, and this is what we want to get off. Now here's another trick to getting silver skin off. What you use is a paper towel. Paper towel works really great because it helps you get some traction. It helps you pull the silver skin off. And really, all you need to do is just get it going just a little bit. and it'll start coming off just like pulling off a big Band-Aid. Now, the reason why we want to get this off is this is a flavor inhibitor. It doesn't allow the seasoning to work through. Doesn't do anything for us. So I'm going to continue to work on these ribs. We'll see you in just a minute, and I'm going to get all these 3 cleaned up, and then we'll get ready to go to the next part of getting ribs ready. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to use a knife and cut this stuff, because what will end up happening is you lose a lot of meat. So what we do is you just take the spoon, hold it in one hand, and just kind of scrape back and forth and work it in. And you'll see you get nice big pops of fat coming out. All right, about 15-20 minutes later now, we've got the ribs ready, and as you can see, we've taken off a lot of the fat that was residing in the back half of the rib, but you notice we didn't damage any of the meat. We just used the spoon to clean the fat off. And on the other side here, the silver skin is gone. You can tell by the no shine, we were able to get most of this fat out. We left a little in there. And you can see here, we've got these nice and clean, ready to go. So our next thing is we're gonna get ready to season these ribs. Now everybody uses something different, and I'm not about to be the cooking show guy that tells you what to use. So here's what I use. I use this. It's just basically it's a McCormick's Grill Mates. This is a pork rub, and then what I do to kind of soften it up a little bit, I use brown sugar. And no exact measurement. Just pour them on and get ready to go. So let's flip these back over, because I like to start on the back here and open them up. And we're just going to work this stuff across. Alright, and next, same thing with some brown sugar. Again, nothing formal. I'm just gonna yeah, I used a little, probably a full cup maybe, brown sugar. I maybe go a little bit. Alright, we'll check back with you in just a couple minutes when we get these ready to go on the grill. Alright, we are about ready for some awesome ribs. The grill's been set. I showed you earlier some of the things that I did to get the grill ready. Our wood is in already. It's at 200 degrees. I've got an extra rack on here just to give me a little bit of room for some freedom with my meat. Let me go ahead and get the ribs now. We're going to load them on. So see you in just one sec. All right, we are ready. The ribs have been sitting in my refrigerator for about 30 minutes, letting the seasoning set. So let's get ready here. Get a nice finish. Oh, they look good. The moisture has absorbed the brown sugar. All right. And what I did is I also sprayed just a light coating of spray release on the this rack here, just so that my ribs wouldn't stick. All right. Go with this one right here. And then we got this nice, lovely St. Louis rib right here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add our water. I use this about half a pan of water, and what I hope to do here with the indirect heat is create a little bit of steam. It's also going to protect this meat here from getting overcooked because it is close to the indirect heat. And then what I also keep is, as simple as this looks, just a simple little piece of wood. This is how I regulate my temperature. My grill starts to get a little too warm, I'll put this in, prop it up, take it in and take it out. Here we go. We're going to come back in 2 hours and this stuff is going to be ready for step number 2. See you then. Alright, smelling great out here. It's been 2 hours now since we put these ribs on. Let's take a look. Look at this. Wow. We've still got some nice smoke coming, so we'll keep that going. Ribs, look at the nice color on them. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off very carefully. Spray release really helps us get these off. Just got to be careful. Let's see, let's grab them in the center. Here. Baby backs. Here. Alright, inside for step number 2. Okay, and what I've got here is I've got some heavy duty Reynolds aluminum wrap. You can see I've peeled off some pieces already. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take each rib and wrap it in its own aluminum foil sleeping bag, so to speak. And along the way we're going to do something else, so stick with me as I get something out here. We're going to put about a quarter cup, maybe even a half a cup of apple juice in with these ribs. And then we're going to put them back out onto the grill for another hour. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow them to steam and suck in that apple juice, and it is going to be just phenomenal. So we're going to build this tent up a little bit, not too tight around it. You want to just give some room for the apple juice. You're going to make a little bit of a tent here so your pieces can come together. You don't want to pull this too tight either, or you'll end up with cuts, and then you'll end up with apple juice everywhere. So we're going to not really pull it on the meat. We're going to put an aluminum foil around the meat. It's going to kind of baste it. Pull these together. We want to make a tent with this aluminum foil. The whole idea is to create kind of like a chamber. And voila! So I'm going to finish these other two, and we'll see you back out on the grill in just a minute. All right, got our ribs all ready to go. Okay, wrapped in a nice little foil sleeping bag. So what we're going to do now, we're going to continue to cook this way. Leave the pan where we are. We're going to put these on the grill, back exactly in the same spot for another hour and a half. If you got more ribs or they're really thick, you can go longer. I mean, this is really what's going to make them really, really fall off the bone. We went 2 hours with the smoke. We're going to go an hour and a half like this, and then we're going to open them up again. And that's when we're going to finish them off on the grill. So we'll see you back in an hour and a half, which for you will be in about 2 seconds. Okay, we've got a rib out. Now we're going to take them out real carefully out. And a nice steaming rib in here. It's really, really nice. Now let's go ahead and get our second one out. Nice. Nice steam coming out of that. Very, very hot, so be careful with your hands. And now it's time to get these things moving. You can pick any barbecue sauce you want. I try to go with something that goes along with the flavor. So I'm not even going to tell you what to go with there. But just layer this bad boy on there. Oh yeah. These ribs have rendered down really nice. We can see some bone showing. That's just going to show you how juicy they are. This is the St. Louis rib. This is the baby back rib. I'm going to close the lid here for a couple of minutes and then let them go. I'm going to continue to do that, and you're going to see these when I pull them off the grill. All right, we're set. Finally, after these almost 4 hours, we're ready to get our ribs out. So we're going to take out the first one, which is going to be our St. Louis rib. And then you can see the knife just goes so easily through it. We'll get a really nice cook on this. The meat is just going to come right off in your mouth, so that is going to look great. And then last, we got our baby back rib. Really looks nice. These ribs run at a different angle, so we're going to come in here, and the knife just kind of works right through them, just effortlessly. So there you have it. Smoked ribs, cherry wood, 4 hours. You got the apple juice you put in an aluminum foil tent. If you need to, just rewind it and watch it again. And we'll see you next time on Working the Grill with Know It All Bill. Have a great one.